Okay, hi team, welcome to your movement flow video. We're going to start off with the feet today, so if you could be barefoot that'd be better. If you're in shoes and you're in a gym, it's absolutely fine. We're just going to start by coming up onto the toes and coming all the way down. Like I said before in some previous videos, we want to look after the bottoms of our feet. Often we're in shoes a lot and often our feet aren't really worked. If you can, you want to try and spread the toes as much as you can and come all the way up. We're then going to come to the outside of the feet. So if you imagine these are my feet, we're going to curl outwards. A lot of people who twist their ankle, they actually don't work on that position. So if you have twisted your ankle before, be careful. Obviously, if you feel pain, don't go into it too hard. But we want to make sure we're keeping all of the ligaments on the side of our ankle nice and healthy, and we know how to roll on the outside and control back to the inside. So we're just going to roll all the way out, put as much pressure as is comfortable, and then come back in. You can draw all the way into the inside of the foot and out. It should feel quite nice. It shouldn't feel too intense. But if you have had some ankle sprains, you can work on it on a single foot if you want to, and in and out, and the other. Just spend as much time as you need to. We're going to do some light bounding. So what I want you to do is just pop up and down, and then we're going to split our feet. So we're just going to go up, down, split, split. If you want to get your arms involved and get some running mechanic in, you can. Keep going. And a little rest. We're going to come to the floor. We're going to do most of the stuff on the ground now. We're going to go into supine straight leg raise. So we're going to work actively in the hamstring. So we're going to come up, down, and down. We're going to try and keep our lumbar spine relatively flat. And we're just going to work on this position and feeling the back of our legs. You can use a bit of momentum and a little bit of swing, or you can do a bit more controlled and get a bit more hip flexor work in. Vary it up and get a nice active stretch. From there, we're going to pull up. You're going to try and pull your head, forehead as close to your knee as possible, and then we're going to hold this position using our abs. We're going to let go, we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, slowly come under. Same thing, pull up as high as you can, head running to the knee, hold, 3, 2, 1. I'm activating the front of that hip, as well as getting some extra length in that hamstring. 3, 2, 1. Come down, we're going to come up, hold, 3, 2, 1. And do a few more. Up and hold, squeeze, let go, 3, 2, 1. Keep that opposite leg flat on the floor. Up and squeeze, hold, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do one more on each leg. Should be nice and engaged. Hold, 3, 2, 1. One more, up and hold, 3, 2, 1. We're going to get some active inside of the thigh, leg work coming up. So we're going to come up into a straight leg position, and we're going to come out into a V. Get this nice active stretch to the inside of the thigh. Moving through, and up, round, and up, round, and up. Just so keep going, just to show you different angle, straight up to the sky, out, and then through. Put this wall here, out, and through. Nice. From there, we're going to go into a sprinter's bridge position. So we're going to tuck one foot in and one leg straight. You can sit on a block if that helps you get a little more leverage. It's a bit tight through the midline. We're going to work on both the hamstring but also a side bend. So I'm going to twist slightly so I get a bit of a stretch around. You can keep that hand there, you can keep it through. I actually don't like to do this too much because it actually puts a bit too much tension on me, but you're trying to go over, reach, so you get a stretch through the outside on this side, as well as a hamstring stretch on that side. So I go through and open and just push. You can push this knee down, it creates a nice active twist through this QL oblique on this side, as well as getting a hamstring stretch over here. If you can't reach your foot, that's fine. You can grab the shin wherever it feels comfortable. If you want to grab the inside, play around with that position Pushing that hand here helps me. You can go hand on the back of the head and elbow to the sky. If you're a bit more open, this will be a bit better. If you wanted to, you could grab a strap, attach to that foot, and get even more of a stretch, and get that lat involved on this side as well. We'll switch sides. This is my less preferred side. I've got a tighter hip, so this knee will come up more, and this hamstring, this hip flexor, is a little less happy with me. So in this position, I push this hip down, I twist up and away. I'm reaching, breathing out, trying to open up, going both that way and this way, trying to bring this ribcage up. Let your head gaze slightly up to the sky, let almost the weight of your head assist you into that stretch. Keep going. I'll show you from side different angles of coming in, twisting and opening, breathing out. Cool. From here we're going to go into a little active twist through the spine. So our knees are going to come up in the air. We're going to activate our lumbar spine. I'm just actively going to pull from side to side. We're going to do a bit of spine twisting in a minute. So I just want to make sure we're a little bit warm and we're opening up through our back and keeping our lower abs nice and engaged. Cool. One of my favourite little twists to help put the shoulder and the back together. So we're going to come onto our front. I'll show you from multiple angles. The hand's going to come out either directly to the side or slightly up. So if this was a T position, slightly up or into that T. Slight up position will take away some of the pressure onto the shoulder. From there, I'm going to push into my opposite hand and lift the outside hip up. You can just get to this position, or this position is fine, or you can twist all the way up and around and start to open the hip. So I'll show you from the other way. Come round, twisting up, opening the hip, pushing into this hand to create a bit more of an open twist. This hip can go nice and open, this leg stays straight. So you get a nice shoulder stretch as well as a hip and back twist. So keep going, breathe. If you want to, this hand can go behind and can reach further. By quite keeping it here, you can actually reach it as well, which actually gets a nice twist as well. You get a pull through the shoulders as you push in opposite directions. Cool, and then just slowly come out of there. We'll do the other side. So hand out, comes out to the side. We're going to push up and twist, open. This will just help you with the twist a bit more. If you want a bit more of a stretch through the shoulders, you can actually add and reach away as you get into a big open twist. Breathe out through your nose, ideally. If you drive that knee more that way, more away from you, you get a bit more of a twist. Cool, slowly come out of there. We're just going to finish with some squats. We're going to use our hands underneath our feet to try and assist us into our squat position. We're going to drive our hips up, and then we're going to sit down, and we're going to drive our hips up. When you're driving your hips up, you get that long spine position, breathe out, and then we're just going to sit as far down as we can, and then bridging up, pushing all the way through, and then coming down, up, breathe out, straighten the legs as much as you can, and then sink down to the squat. Cool. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today, and I'll see you next time.